Okay, so I want to just go over both the trades I took today. Where I went right, where I might have been able to improve, so um, I could have profited more. Um, so we took two trades today, both break even, both were longs, um, and both followed my trading plan. Once, well, they followed my trading plan before I got in. I made sure everything was in alignment with my trading plan. And my model. And then once I was in the trade, I made sure that I followed my rules. So I'll kind of dive into that. So um, I was bullish today. The reason being, I was also, let me just be honest, I was erring on the side of caution because I know we are inside of this this fair value gap, bearish fair value gap on the daily. So I was a bit more cautious with the longs, but I was long because of these equal highs here, okay? If you look at liquidity, where's the next most obvious draw? Where's the smooth highs? Where's the smooth lows? What looks more smooth to you? These highs here or these lows? Which one looks more jagged? This looks more jagged. This is smooth, okay? So that is like a higher time frame draw I had in mind. So that's why I was looking to be bullish. I wasn't aiming for this. Is it possible we could aim for it in the PM session today? It's possible. And I'll be looking for that. But what I was aiming for this morning was, as you can see, we tapped into a higher time frame fair value gap, which I need to see for my model. I need to see that. So that's a 4-hour fair value gap we tapped into. We also tapped into an hourly fair value gap. And what did we do? We swept liquidity, textbook liquidity sweep, textbook. If you look at this from a higher time frame, it looks so perfect, okay? But we're gonna go a little bit lower and you'll see kind of the choppiness that took effect today, okay? So yeah, perfect sweep inside higher time frame PD array, beautiful. All I need to see, right? Now all I need is distribution and back into a fair value gap, and you got me. You got me, I'm entered, okay? So on the 1 minute, okay, I'll show you my first trade. Okay, now this was my first trade. Now you might be thinking, oh, I took a loss. No, I didn't take a loss. According to my trading plan, I've been over this multiple times in my previous videos because it does happen quite a bit. I want to see my trade run right away from my entry. Okay, that's how I know I'm in the trade with banks. All right, there's some institutional demand behind my entry, right? What we got here, okay, we entered on the 1 minute, okay? How many candlesticks do you see consolidating near my entry before it eventually took me out? We have, this is the candlestick that I got entered, or excuse me, this is the candlestick I got entered on right here. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 before eventually it starts to go down in the direction of my stop loss, okay? So I got out, actually let me just check so I'm 100% certain what candlestick I got out on. Okay, so I got out at 9:44. So I got out and on this candle right here, and a little bit closer to my entry. I lost $2 on this trade, essentially. So it was a break-even trade, okay? And this is when following my rules works in my favor, because look what would have happened, right? It would have been a total loss instead of a break-even. But yeah, if price is consolidating for more than 5 candlesticks on the time frame I entered on, if it's consolidating near my entry for 5 candlesticks or more on the time frame that I entered, which happens to be the 1 minute here, I'm getting out of the trade. I don't care if it runs in my direction, because the likelihood is it's going to run opposite of me if it didn't go quickly in my direction. Okay, so that was the first trade. Again, I took it because we had that sweep inside a higher time frame PD array. My overall bias is bullish because I want to see I want to see these highs up here get taken, which is a ways away for sure, but we have to trend in that direction if I believe that's my next draw on the higher time frame. Okay, so this was indirection of our bias, and then yeah, so that's that. Now, before we get into the next trade, okay, I'm gonna point something out. So previous day, we had a giant move, giant move, okay? Similar to this, right? Similar to this move, okay? And what tends to happen after big candlesticks like this, all right? You're most likely gonna have a bit of a more choppy day. You'll notice it, look, big candle, doji. What does that signify? Or what does that signal? If I go lower here, are we gonna have some big push higher or lower, or are we gonna have just consolidation? Consolidation, big push higher. Consolidation, big push higher. Consolidation, big push higher. Big push lower, consolidation, consolidation, big push lower. Now, bit of an exception here, right? But we have that push higher. Okay, so it didn't continue lower without consolidating, it just pushed higher. So we have this, right? We have a big push, expecting more of a doji sort of candlestick day, right? So that's what I'm looking for. So just having that in mind, right? Being cautious of that, the fact that it could just be more of a range type day. And so I'm going to show you how I could have improved on this second entry here. Okay. So I entered again after my initial one got stopped at break even. I entered again because we saw a sweep and we got distribution higher, break a structure. We come back inside this fair value gap here. Now, I was only aiming for these smooth highs on the 1 minute, okay? I just wanted a nice, quick, easy scalp. That's what I was looking for, okay? So there's two things that could have helped me here not break even. Essentially what happened was I broke even once we got this candlestick to close above this high. I said, you know what? I'm gonna manage my trade. I have to manage it in some way or another because it's only a 1 to 1.4. I'm gonna manage it by, I had 2 contracts on this trade. Instead of taking off a contract and selling it and keeping the stop down where it is, because that would be a form of breaking even, right? But allowing my trade more breathing room, I said, I'm just gonna let this ride. I'm gonna put my stop to break even and hopefully it continues in my direction. Okay, because it's only a 1 to 1.4, so if I take off a contract here, you know, there's not much, you know. However, looking back, and I know this is hindsight, but this is how we learn. Because today I was expecting a bit more choppiness in price, because we had the giant range day yesterday, I should have taken one contract off here and gave the trade more breathing room. That's what I should have done. Okay. Another thing I could have done was been a little bit more aggressive with my take profit, because we definitely wanted to see these highs get hit here, right? We definitely wanted to see that. But it's there's a very good chance that we come for these. I mean, this is smooth highs. It's smooth liquidity here. So I could, and look, that's what I was aiming for off my initial entry. So if I was more aggressive here, I would not have been looking to put my stop break even at this high. Maybe here, maybe. That probably would have been a good place to break even, which means I would have stayed in the trade and it would have been a winning trade. Okay, so multiple things that could have allowed me to actually end up with a winning trade today. They were both break even because, again, I set my stop to break even once we traded above this high here, because I was only aiming for these smooth highs on the 1 minute, okay? And then it hit my break even, swept liquidity one more time, and then ran, okay? So things to kind of learn from. But at the end of the day, okay, we're going to see what's available to us in the PM session. So this is just an AM session recap. It might be the daily recap. You know, there's definitely a chance I don't take another trade today. I'm not saying I'm going to 100%. I'm just saying we're going to be at the charts in the PM session. And if something develops, I'll enter. But yeah, something just to learn from. And I followed my trading plan so far today. I don't plan on not following it in the PM session, but I'm not going to check off the day yet saying I fully followed it until the day's over. So, but so far so good. We followed the trading plan. It's been a good trading day. And yeah, so that's the recap there. I was definitely a little upset for sure when price stopped me out here, break even. I definitely was. I mean, I didn't let my emotions get the best of me. I just stepped away and went to the gym, right? I could have easily tried to chase something or whatnot. Who knows? I don't know what I could have done. Emotionally, that might have screwed my day over, but it's best that I stepped away when I did. And yeah, so psychologically, again, a little upset with how these two entries played out, but I came out unscathed because I followed my trading plan. So I'm happy overall with the day, and then we will find out what the PM session has to offer us. But